All right, guys, coming back to you again today live. The tip for today is more on recruiting. Lots of folks have been asking, wanting to see some more on recruiting. There's a video on there, number 1, which is the philosophy and mindset of recruiting. Today, kind of like this is recruiting 101. So what we're going to talk about recruiting, the first thing I want you to be able to understand is recruiting is about you. Recruiting is all about the person, right? So you think of recruiting as like dating. Getting the guy or the girl on the first date to say yes. So in conjunction, I want you to look at the first video on recruiting, the mindset of it, so you can get this a little more. More of you want to be able to really understand the how-tos, but if you really understand the reasons, it's going to make things a lot easier. So think about it for that person. What you're doing when you're recruiting someone is you're helping them fill a void in their life. And everyone is attracted to people somehow, somewhere. Now, you have to keep in mind that to recruit someone, you might want to ask yourself, what did you do? How did you respond to the person that recruited you into the company that you're with? Right? There was something that attracted you. 90% of the time, for the average person, it may be money, maybe the income, because you're looking for something different, something new. Right? It's the same thing for the other person, but you have to make it more about them. What's important for them, what's going to drive them into it, what's going to attract them into your business. The well-rounded philosophy of being able to get them in the business initially for money, but what's going to keep them. So it has to be a reason, a driving force, a purpose, what most folks call a why. So in building your relationship with that person, if you already have a relationship, it's more so find out what's hurting them. Specifically, what might be hurting them now. If it's to be able to help them get involved in the business and they want to make an extra $500, then that's okay. Focus on helping that person making an extra $500. Show them how they can get to that extra $500 in your business and what it is. If it's being able to help them get to that $500 in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, then that's the goal. Focus on that, recruit them, and keep recruiting them every single month, right? So that they can get to that extra 500. When they're ready to make 7 or 1,000 or more, that's what happens because you'll consistently get them doing the same actions and help them to be able to make that extra 500. They may recruit 2 or 3 other folks that may want 1,000, and you help those people get 1,000. So you're recruiting within your organization, helping them to build. But on some of the how-tos, most folks always ask, like, what do you do when you go out? What do you say to people? Well, I don't go out to recruit. I'm just out doing life. My wife and I, we go out to pay the bills, get things done, go shopping, maybe meet someone somewhere. If I meet someone new, the impetus is never to recruit that person in my business right away. Now, if it happens, that's great, but it's always about forming the friendship and building a relationship with that person right away. Remember, in the first video, we talked about building that 90-day relationship. So let's say, for instance, I'm in Subway, and I'm standing around at Subway, and I'm in the line going to get a sandwich. In fact, let me just use a few examples of what happened this week. So my wife and I went to the bank. We went to cash a few checks. And I was standing in line. There was a young lady. She's about 27, 28 years old. And she was wearing stockings. She had some stuff on. Real nice stockings are different. For women today, stockings is not something they wear all the time. So that's a little odd, but different. So, and in a good way. So I went up to her and I complimented her. I said, you know what, those are some pretty cool stockings. And she said, oh, thanks. And I said to her, so, it's funny, because women today are not wearing stockings. I really appreciate, back in the old days, I remember my mom telling a lot of the girls, like, you got to wear stockings. A young lady needs to wear stockings. She started laughing. We started talking. Come to find out, we went into the conversation about 5 minutes. Her husband is now out of the Marine Corps, was in the Marine Corps. So we started talking, and we really bonded on that level together as friends. We exchanged information and kept in touch. They eventually sent her a text and chatted, added her on Facebook. Now we're friends. We're building that relationship. Now, in a few days or so, as we continue to talk, she's going to see what I do on Facebook. I'm eventually going to ask her a favor. And that favor is going to be, well, to check out some information that I have. And I'll say to her, like, this may or may not be for you, but you may know some people that this might benefit. Would you mind checking something out for me? And of course, most of the times when I ask a friend a favor, they say yes. So that's one of the how-tos. A lot more for your friends that are already existing. You use the exact same line or same script to them if you want to call it that way. Just ask your friend, say, look, do me a favor. This may or may not be for you. Would you mind taking a look at some information for me and evaluating it? They'll say yes, because it's non-intrusive. You're not forcing anything on them. They take a look at the information. When they get you back, the first thing you want to say to them is like, wow, wasn't that some incredible information? Yeah. And then so, you know what? I'm still learning. I would love to introduce you to one of the folks I'm working with because I'm trying to get all the answers right. You know, if you can put in a good word for me, that would be cool. And they're like, oh, they laugh or chuckle. And you say, like, hold on a second. And at that point, you just basically threw into a call with a mentor or one of the folks that you're working with that can answer questions for them. So with that, guys, those are 2 great tips for you. Take it, focus on it a little bit. Watch this video and the other video to get the mindset down and how you build your relationships. But understand that recruiting is a process. So when you meet people, you know, contacting them and connecting with them, that's everything. But your fortune is really made in the follow-up, more so the continuous follow-up. But better yet, the immediate follow-up is what's going to be important to helping you build your business. So with that, take care, take charge, have a phenomenal day. God bless you, and see you in the next tip.